Good morning. Well, it's morning in Utah. Okay. I gotta turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. My phone is reminding me that I'm live. Okay. So, let's finish our hoops. So, if you haven't already, you need to erase your lines. So, if you're using a heat erasable, you can just do a blow dryer over it. If you're using an iron, just like warm heat and just like press it on there until your lines are gone. If you're using water soluble, take it out of your hoop, soak it, kind of rub on the spots that are sticking around, and then let it lay flat to dry. If you used something else, let me know. Okay, so let's get started. Let me find that. Let me get you flipped around here. Okay, so make sure you are working with a clean surface. I just cleaned my desk because Roman brought me some sticks and rocks and leaves inside. So, what, honey? And a stick. Yes, you brought me a stick too. So, make sure you're working on a clean surface so you're not going to get your project that you just finished all dirty. First thing we're going to do is take our hoop out of our project out of our hoop. So I just loosened mine a little bit. Mine was upside down the whole time. So we're just going to press out that center, and then we will do a layer. So we're going to do our inner hoop first, and then our backing fabric, and then our project. And I kind of just like to make sure that it's still centered, so I just kind of put it, the hoop is like right under those creases. And then our outer hoop goes right back on top. Make sure you center your hardware. I don't make mine very loose. I keep my outer hoop pretty tight so I don't have to tighten it too much. But then kind of look and see, like this side is a little bit further away, so I'm going to start tightening over here, just like we did when we were putting our fabric in there the first time. I like to tighten my backing fabric first. Mine's already pretty tight, but if yours isn't, then pull that tight, and then I like to work on the front. So we're just going to work our way around. Make sure that's nice and snug in there. We don't want any loose fabric. Okay, so once you feel like it's tight, then tighten your hardware. I like to use a screwdriver. Or pliers, just to make sure it's like really, really tight. And then if you see anywhere else that has any like puckering or anything, just try and pull that tight again. I do this a few times sometimes, depending on how loose I started with it. Sometimes I'll have to go around it 2 or 3 times, but I am happy with that. So, yeah. Okay, so for the back, this is why I say make sure your work surface is clean, because now I'm going to put her face down while I cut this. So I cut my backing fabric right down to the hoop. And I kind of just hold it out of the way because I don't want to cut my project fabric. Okay, then that can go in the garbage. and then I cut my back or my project fabric about 1 inch. I like to do this at the end instead of while I'm working on my project because I get like these frayed edges. So I like to make sure that I have like a nice clean cut when I'm backing my project. So I always leave a little extra while I'm working on it, and then I can trim it right before I finish the back. Now, there is lots of ways to finish your back. So if you don't like my way, 100%, you can find another way. Like there's like some people will glue it. Some people don't put on a backing fabric and they'll just tie it closed like we're gonna, but without the backing fabric, so you can still see the stitches on the back. Some people glue it, some people use felt. There's like tons of different ways. So, all right, now we're gonna get a piece of thread and tie this closed. I like to just use a color that I used on my project, so I just pick whatever one I feel like. I'm gonna do purple. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Okay. So I just kind of lay this around like this to make sure that it will fit. And then I just cut that. And then we're gonna sew it closed. Hold on. Oh, cat. Roman? Gemma? Will you come get Smokey? I put my business name on the backs of my hoops. You definitely do not have to do that.
Smoking off.
Hey, Gem, she might be hungry. Do you want to get her some food? Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use all 6 strings. I would recommend using either 6 or 12. Like either put 6 in there and double it over, or just use 6. Because if you have too few strings, then when you pull it to close it tight, then it will break. So I like to leave a little bit of a tail before, like I have my knot right here, and then I have a little bit of a tail so that I can pull that closed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up from the back. This is where I put on my little name. But if you don't have that, just, you know, skip it. Okay, so we're just gonna do a running stitch. So we're gonna do, hold on, it's stuck on my hardware up here, hold on. Okay, so we're just gonna go up and down. You can go up and down a few times before you pull it. Up, down, up, down. I usually just do it once at a time, one little section at a time. These do not need to be super even. If they're approximately the same size, it's not gonna make a difference. I like to do mine about 1/3 of the way into my fabric. So I'm not too close to the center and I'm not too close to the edge. Then I don't have like a ton of extra fabric flopping around, but I can still pull it nice and tight. So we're just gonna work our way all the way around here. I'm gonna put her up on my shelf today. I wanted to finish this weekend so I could put her up, but I I waited for you guys. Gemma! Smokey's back on the table.
What's the matter?
Make sure her food bowl is full.
It is.
Did you show it to her?
Yeah. She came running. It's okay.
My needle fell out. Oh, come on. Okay. So now we're all the way to the end. Now we can take out our needle. And then what we're gonna do is just pull these closed. So I like to pull on this end a little bit first so that I have a little bit longer of a tail, and then pull this end. And then we're just gonna tie them really tight. So just a little bit of a knot and pull it tight. So then it's nice and tight there. I used to have my kids help me hold this, but now I can do it with just my 2 hands. I like to double knot it. If you don't have at least 6 strands, it makes it really, really hard to pull that tight. Like, you'll snap your threads. And there we go. She's beautiful. But there we go. That's the back. Easy peasy. So fun. Yeah? Okay, let me know if you have questions about finishing your back. And thanks for coming. It was a good time. See ya.